Hey, I had a hair transplant a little over 5 months ago, so I know a thing or two whether or not it's painful. This video, I'm going to explain briefly what the procedure is and why it's specifically painful. And this is talking about FUE, not the one where they cut you up and leave a scar, just because I think it's a lot less invasive. So straight away, it depends on your tolerance of pain, how much pain you can take. Because I've suffered, some pain in my life. I've been injured on motorbikes, I have a reasonable tolerance of pain. But I would estimate for me, about 7 out of 10 in pain. Because what essentially happens in the operation, is you lie down, face first like this, and then your head's like this. And what they'll do is a woman, or whoever, like for me it was a woman, she'll use a screw, not like a screw, but like a little drill. And she will drill from the transplanted area, because obviously this is where my hairline used to be in it. So obviously they drew the line here, and this is where the donor area. So the hair that obviously when you lose your hair, typically you keep the sides. So like the specific traditional bald guy, like eventually my hair would have been like this, but obviously the sides would have still been here. So this is where they take the hair from. So the woman, whoever, is going to drill, like a little drill, and drill out all these pieces of hair, and apparently I had 4,800 grafts. I don't know if that's a lie, but that's what was on my official document. So she took out, let's assume she was correct, 4,800 hairs from the side of the head, and initially what they'll do is they'll put like a white veil over you to stop blood from seeping in, and then they'll stamp it. I don't know how to, it's like a kind of like a, when you clip papers together, stamp. That doesn't hurt, but what does hurt a lot is when they inject the painkiller into your scalp, and they'll literally probably 7 different injections, one here, and as the injections go in, it's extremely painful. Like I say, 7 out of 10. I was like this, it was painful. And obviously, the less grafts you have taken out, the less painful it will be. But don't expect that it's not going to be painful. It's going to be painful. Like if your doctor's telling me, don't worry, it's not going to be painful, he's lying, or she's lying. It should be painful. So after they take out all the hair, then obviously what they're going to do is you take a little break, you'll have a lunch, and then they'll do another 7-8 injections in the interim before they put the hair into the transplanted area. So hair, into, where they put it. They put it in my crown, they put it in my hair. And that is a little bit less painful. A little bit less, just say 6.8 out of 10. Still have the anesthesia in your hair, and bearing in mind, because you have to listen to prompts, it's not like you're just knocked out and then you don't feel anything. No, you're awake during the whole procedure, which takes 4 to 6 hours. When the drugs are in your system, it's not really painful, but it's very uncomfortable, especially the first bit where you're lying like that. And it will take about 2 hours where they'll actually take out the hair, because you're on a prone position, extremely uncomfortable. Afterwards, when you sit or lie on your back or on your side, because you have to change position, so it's, say for example, half an hour like this, half an hour like this, half an hour like this, extremely uncomfortable for this time. Afterwards, most likely a technician, when they put the hair into they put the hair into the hairline, then it's more comfortable. I mean, not more comfortable, it's less painful, but it's still painful. Because bearing in mind, the entire procedure will be about 6 hours. So it's a long operation for 1 day. So obviously it is reasonably painful. But also afterwards, and I'll speak about this in subsequent videos, is the aftercare. What does it feel like afterwards? And I'd say sleeping for the first 4 or 5 days is very uncomfortable, because I'm going to do video, you can check the card on the complete guide to sleeping with a hair transplant. But it's very uncomfortable, because you have to sleep with a pillow like this to elevate your head. You can't lie down, because these movements like this side to side when you sleep, obviously that can make the grafts dislodge. But As a general rule, it's about 7 out of 10 in pain. And obviously, if you haven't dealt with pain a lot in your life, then it's going to be even more, because, you know, bearing in mind, you're getting injections just straight into the scalp twice. So obviously it's going to be painful, even if you're, you know, someone who's been in a lot of pain in your life. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows in it. Now, whether or not it's worth it, is the pain worth it? Of course it's worth it, because you can see, you know, my hair was exponentially worse than it was now, and I was only 5 months ago. You know what I'm saying? So I would say 100% the pain is worth it. But to answer the question, is a hair transplant painful? 100% yes. Is it excruciatingly painful? No, but it is very painful. Now, if you found value in this video, please like and subscribe, because it really helps the channel out. And comment down below any questions you want to ask about hair transplants, and I'll do my best to answer you. My name's Dylan, the hair transplant hero, signing out. Goodbye.